tonight. St. Patrick's Day preparations.
I don't think they can stop it. Like, as much as it might scare people, it might start later in the day.
The perimeters for partygoers.
We've enhanced our nuisance bylaw and we're leaning into additional enforcement.
As crews gear up for the Irish celebration. Also, saying goodbye.
Is this for the Swans or is this for the visitors?
To a spring tradition.
The Swan release did become a kind of a victim of its own success.
Why the Swan Parade in Stratford is no more. And
it's about dancing and having fun and wearing dresses.
Making prom dreams possible.
We just want to create a joyful, beautiful sense of community, inclusivity.
A leadership class stepping up out of Brantford High School.
It's a barrier-free event, so I don't want finances to be an issue.
The donations needed to make sure every student gets the chance to celebrate.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. While some people mark the incoming of spring by warmer temperatures, many students from Waterloo's post-secondary institutions are waiting for the infamous St. Patrick's Day celebrations. Historically, thousands of people make their way to Ezra Avenue or Marshall Street to take part in a large unsanctioned street party. We're joined now by CTV's Karis Mapp, who is live along Ezra Avenue. And Karis, you spoke with people who live on that road. What did they have to say?
Well, Leanne, as you can see behind me, the fences are up and preparations are underway, but students I spoke with earlier say they're not letting the fences or really anything else deter them from continuing the tradition. However, City of Waterloo officials I spoke with say they are doubling down on the fact that they do not condone this annual celebration and will be working with Waterloo Regional Police to enforce the nuisance bylaw that now has specific amendments for St. Patrick's Day street festivities.
I think it's a big part of Laurier. Like, everyone comes here to celebrate. It's a fun thing to do.
While students are preparing to party for St. Patrick's Day, the City of Waterloo isn't mincing words when it comes to celebrations in the roadways.
We do not want this street party to happen. It's a community safety concern. It is a drain on our resources.
Every year, thousands of people descend upon Ezra Avenue and Marshall Street, but in hopes of limiting the crowds, the City of Waterloo has declared a community safety event.
It gives us the ability to declare a street parking ban and give police and bylaw space to do their job if we're anticipating a public safety risk.
That begins at 12:01 Saturday morning and again on Tuesday the 17th.
We don't want people arriving in cars and potentially causing a concern in that area. We do also encourage people to be aware of potential road closures that may happen in conjunction with that event.
Last year, the city was granted an injunction allowing officers to arrest or detain anyone who violated the nuisance bylaw, but officials didn't go back down that route again this year.
I found that didn't stop anyone. It was almost as lively as it is every single other year.
People are still choosing to gather regardless of the consequences that are in place.
Instead, the city has decided to enhance its nuisance bylaw, adding clauses to crack down on partying in the street.
You cannot gather in the roadway, you cannot block the sidewalk and cause a nuisance, and if you are instructed to leave the road by an officer, could be a police officer, could be a bylaw officer, you have to obey them.
Adding, it's going to be an all-hands-on-deck situation for bylaw officers.
Tickets can also be issued for noise violations, roofing, which is going up and partying or hanging out on your roof, very unsafe. There's a fine associated with that. Public urination, garbage and property standards.
And anyone planning to disobey better have the luck of the Irish on their side because the penalties aren't cheap.
Fines start from either $400 or $800, and a second offense starts at $800 to $1,200.
Students say if everyone's being responsible, they don't see the harm.
It's fun to get engaged and hang out with friends and all that.
I don't think they can stop it. Like, as much as it might scare people, it might start later in the day.
Others even calling it a family tradition.
Both my parents went here, and they've always talked about the Ezra Street Party since I've basically since I decided to come here.
Last year, regional police said roughly 20,000 people gathered at the peak of the party along Marshall Street. So this year, regional police spoke with student unions from Wilfrid Laurier University, University of Waterloo, and even Conestoga College to hammer home the message: don't party on the street and make sure you're using common sense. Leanne.
All right, Karis, thanks very much. CTV's Karis Mapp reporting live along Ezra Avenue in Waterloo this hour. All right, let's take our first check on the forecast and check in with CTV's Ashley Bacon live in studio with us. Ash, I can't help but notice in Karis's live shot there, it is golden hour outside right now.
It looks beautiful, Leanne, but don't let that sun deceive you. We talked a little bit about this in the 5. It is still very chilly out there.
Yes.
It certainly felt like we returned back to winter today, and we are going to continue to see flurry activity through the overnight hours. Environment Canada issuing a special weather statement for tomorrow for snow and strong winds. 10 to 15 centimeters of snow is expected, with winds gusting between 50 and 80 kilometers an hour. So it will be another wintry day out there just to cap off our week of weird weather. As we look at our satellite radar, you can see not a lot happening right now. We are pretty much getting some clear skies and will continue to do so for the next few hours. But by morning, we will start to see a system of snow bring with it plenty of precipitation. As we take a look at what's happening right now in Waterloo region, we're sitting right at that 0 mark. So again, it is feeling a little cooler than that, around -7 with the wind chill. West by northwest winds at 39 kilometers an hour. So Leanne, the big story here is we're not out of the woods yet when it comes to winter.
We certainly aren't, Ash. We'll check back in later on. Next, more cuts at London's Fanshawe College. 9 more programs are being axed on top of previously announced cuts. These latest measures come as the school grapples with a growing deficit. CTV's Brian Bicknell has the details.
Fanshawe College says it can no longer afford to maintain programs that operate at a deficit or no longer match student and labor market needs.
We are looking at enrollment demand, we're looking at labor market demand, and we're looking at the financial stability of that program.
The college has announced it's cutting 9 programs effective this September. They include photography advanced, advanced ergonomics, dental assisting, game development advanced, 3 co-op programs, manufacturing engineering tech, software and information testing, and tech systems analysis, user experience design, visual effects, and editing for contemporary media.
We understand that students who may have expected or anticipated to be participating in these programs will be undoubtedly disappointed, but we're committed to working with each one of those applicants to find other spots for them to land at Fanshawe.
The latest cuts followed 10 program cuts announced late last year and 40 last spring. Fanshawe projects its deficit at more than $54 million by 2027-28. The cuts are due in part to continued decline in international student enrollments. Cluett says there will be no full-time faculty cuts.
These programs that we're suspending do not have impacts with our full-time faculty, so there will not be any full-time faculty impacted by these suspensions.
Brian Bicknell, CTV News.
Hundreds of Cambridge High School students marched along Water Street this afternoon in protest to major OSAP changes. Last month, the government changed the model that previously offered up to 85% of funding in grants. It will now offer just 25% in grants, and the rest will be given as a loan. Students from 3 local high schools joined forces for the peaceful protest, armed with signs and chants. Students calling it a direct attack on their education.
Doug Ford's cuts are absolutely outrageous. What he's done is absolutely not okay, especially for me because I come from a very low-income household. My mother is disabled, so unfortunately she cannot work, and my father and her are separated. So this affects me a lot, and it affects all these other students who are here today. And what he's doing, it really shows that he does not care for our students.
This is one of many protests across the country in the last few weeks, and the third of its kind locally in recent days. The provincial government has defended the OSAP changes, saying it's the only way to make the program sustainable. Well, despite a brief reprieve, drivers are buckling up for another rise in gas prices tonight. Analysts expect the average price could be nearing $1.60 per litre by the morning, and that price is likely to keep climbing. CTV's Sean Leathong has the latest.
At this Costco gas station in Etobicoke, it's a little cheaper to fill up, but the recent run-up in prices has these pumps busy and customers feeling
not too good. It'd be nice to be able to keep that, that extra little bit of money in your pocket right now.
Right now in the GTA, the average liter is about $1.50, and that's actually down 8 cents from yesterday. Tomorrow the price is expected to go up another 6 cents and continue from there.
1 minute is down 8 cents, but at least we know that the next day is going up 6 cents or 8 cents. So it's like today, then we can scramble and at least fill our tanks.
Drivers like Darren Clark say the volatile price of oil created by war in the Middle East are making further price increases seem inevitable.
I can tell you as this war goes on and what have you, this will be up to 178, 175. Easy.
I do worry that this could go along. The longer it goes on, I worry that it gets worse.
We have a serious, volatile situation in our hands that we need a quick solution to.
Matt McLean from GasBuddy.com says as the key shipping route through the Strait of Hormuz remains closed off, 20% of the world's oil is being held hostage and prices will only go up.
We need that Strait of Hormuz to reopen, and we need it to reopen now.
McLean says the strategic oil reserves are coming online, but it's hard to predict prices when there's no end in sight to the conflict. While at the pumps, some drivers say price increases seem a little too immediate.
It going up so quickly is kind of interesting, right? Like, how can it affect fuel that's already been made already?
I don't like it at all. I'm honestly very worried for weeks now, and I don't see it coming to an end, and I really, really hope it will.
And this comes as the spring and summer driving season will soon start.
That was CTV's Sean Leathong. A chilling message today from Iran's new supreme leader, threatening Middle East neighbors and world energy supplies. Iran is targeting tankers and oil facilities and promising to keep the Strait of Hormuz closed. CTV's Heather Wright is in Turkey and has more on the dangers as things escalate.
An oil tanker off the coast of Iraq bursts into flames, one of 2 vessels attacked overnight, prompting Iraqi officials to close its oil terminals. Iran has claimed responsibility for attacking one of the ships, saying it had disobeyed and ignored warnings. At least 1 person was killed and 37 others rescued. More than a dozen tankers and other vessels have been attacked since this war began nearly 2 weeks ago, with Iran's new supreme leader vowing more disruption in the future. The leverage of blocking the Strait of Hormuz must continue to be used, Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei said in a statement that was read on Iranian state TV. He also vowed to avenge all Iranian deaths and open other fronts where the enemy is vulnerable. This is the first known public statement the Ayatollah has made since being named his father's successor on Monday, though he has still not been seen in public. His comments are expected to bring more uncertainty to oil markets, where prices have skyrocketed and concerns this conflict may drag on are growing.
Everyone is pushing their side that it's going to be over quickly, at least from the U.S. Military side of the house. But this is going to be a much longer game than people are realizing, especially if regime change is the ultimate goal.
In Lebanon, Hezbollah and Israel continue to trade fire overnight, with Iran's proxy firing dozens of rockets into northern Israel, while Israel retaliated with heavy bombardment of Beirut and its suburbs. The United Nations estimates as many as 800,000 people have been driven from their homes, many living in tents along Beirut's waterfront. Who is in these tents, this man asks. There are children, elderly people, women. There are fears this conflict will spread even further. Here in Turkey, the foreign minister Hakan Fidan hosted his German counterpart, both calling for an immediate end to this war, while also warning against inciting a civil war in Iran.
Last week, U.S. President Donald Trump said the United States Navy could be used to escort ships through the Strait of Hormuz, something his energy secretary said today was not possible at this time. Heather Wright, CTV News, Istanbul.
It's one of the most popular times of the year to travel, and already Pearson Airport is busy. Still ahead on CTV News, taking off for March break. Some tips if you're one of the thousands of people flying out over the next few days.
Well, we're in for a wave of winter weather again, but what will the rest of the weekend look like? Those details with your full weather forecast coming up. Stay with us.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. CTVKitchener.ca, your home for news.
Everyone loves a parade, except if you're a swan. The city of Stratford is canceling its annual Swan Parade, citing the welfare of the birds. In recent years, the parade has drawn large crowds to watch the swans return to the Avon River. But as we hear from CTV's Jeff Pickle, those days are over.
A big crowd for a short walk. The flock of swans making their way from their winter home back to the Avon River. But this year the swans will be returning to their summer residence on their own schedule without the pomp and circumstance.
We have that date where we're glued to, that first Sunday in April every year. It's not always the best for the swans because the water levels, the weather, and their mating patterns aren't all lined up.
The city of Stratford says the Swan Parade started as a fun local tradition, but has grown beyond their control, creating a stressful situation for the swans.
The swan release did become a kind of a victim of its own success. It morphed organically, but it got very large.
The mayor says he is on board with the move.
Over the years, it has swollen to a place and has such notoriety where busloads come in. And then we start talking about, is this for the swans or is this for the visitors?
Mayor Martin Ritzma says when it comes to the welfare of the beloved local birds, it was an easy decision.
The issues around the swans, we have to put that first. And that's going to usurp, perhaps some other economic benefits, if I could say it that way.
In the last few years, the parade has drawn hundreds of spectators, but even the local tourism board is flying in formation on this decision.
I love to see things that bring people downtown, but not at the expense of the health of our swans.
Pritchard says the long-term health of the flock is a better investment than a one-day spectacle.
We do need to worry about the swans and what it means to them, rather than saying, how can I promote my business by having the Swan Parade?
This year, the swans will be released on their own schedule and not all at once. The first birds are expected back in the Avon in late March or early April. Jeff Pickle, CTV News, Stratford.
If you're planning to escape this weather, you are not alone. We're entering the start of one of the busiest travel seasons of the year. Officials at Pearson say they expect more than 1.7 million passengers to pass through the airport this March break. CTV's John Musselman has that story.
It's one of the busiest travel weeks of the year, and people are heading just about everywhere.
Japan.
Going to Vancouver. Orlando, Florida. Punta Cana.
France and Italy.
Officials at Pearson say they expect to see more than 1.7 million passengers during March break, with peak travel days reaching up to 163,000 travelers. People are being advised to be mindful of how they pack and get to the airport in plenty of time.
Arriving 2 hours before a domestic flight, 3 hours before an international flight, it gives you time to park, get through security, get past security, and we have a number of activities over March break as well, because this is the time of year where a lot of families are traveling. There's a lot of young kids, so we have things like a magician in the terminal, we have live music, we have in Terminal 1 a family movie lounge. So these are some of the things that we put in place so that people can really enjoy and relax and start their vacation when they get to the airport, and giving yourself enough time before your flight, just make sure that that process is seamless.
The liquids aerosol gel restrictions are still in place. You want to make sure all your containers are 100 ml or below, and they are packed in a clear 1 liter plastic bag. Anything over that, it's a good idea that you want to check them in your checked luggage.
Most passengers we talked to today say it's been a long winter and they're looking forward to some warm air, relaxing time at the beach or sitting by a pool.
We're heading to Orlando, Florida, to Universal Studios.
I'm very excited. I'm happy to get out of this cold weather. I'm tired of blowing the snow. We live in Barrie.
We're going to Cancun.
We are going to Vietnam.
Wow.
Yes,
exciting.
yeah.
How long has this been in the works?
We've been planning this since last year, actually.
Relaxing from work, hanging out with family, obviously, playing with my kids, sightseeing, all of the above, yeah. And the food, of course.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are traditionally the busiest days at Pearson leading into the March break. John Musselman, CTV News.
Hey, it might be a good chance to get away for March break if you are one of the thousands looking to do so, because while it looks calm out there this hour, things are about to change. We've got a weather statement in place for Waterloo region for snow and strong winds expected tomorrow. Ashley is going to break down all those details coming up after the break and also ahead. Just 3 months after being appointed by the provincial government, the chair of Niagara Region leaves his post, accused of buying a signed copy of Hitler's manifesto. And a little later, making sure everyone has the chance to experience a rite of passage. A Brantford school planning a barrier-free prom and how the community can help. All right, Ashley's back with a look at the full forecast, and we are in for it. Ash, we've been talking all week about how we're not done with winter just yet.
No, I mean, it's easy to forget when we get those false spring days where it feels so warm and sunny and nice for a couple of days. But in fact, we have another week left of winter, Leanne, and I don't think it's going to go out lightly.
Well, I will say I did love fall spring. It was pretty incredible. You get that taste of what's ahead and what's to come, but we got to embrace this and deal with what's left of winter. Hopefully, if you enjoy outdoor winter activities, you'll have another chance to get out and do some skiing, some snowboarding, anything else you like to do.
You got it. I mean, I got my one barbecue in when it was nice. And
I know you probably were out there right away.
Oh, instantly. But, you know, one can hold you over for so long. But we're back into soups and roasts for the rest of the days. Let's take a look back outside. The sun is starting to set. Oh, my goodness. What a beautiful shot. That is lovely. Thank you for sharing that shot with us tonight. I believe it's our camera operator, Dave Pettit, in our camera tonight. Thank you, Dave. What a gorgeous shot that is. You can see, obviously, lots of light, lots of beautiful sunshine. That sun is setting now well after 7 o'clock, so we get to see it a little later, which is great news. Let's get into the weather. We've got lots to talk about today. Special weather statement issued by Environment Canada for tomorrow. So a little forewarning here that it is going to be a snowy and windy day. We're expecting 10 to 15 centimeters of snow for Waterloo region and wind gusting between 50 and 80 kilometers an hour. Of course, when that happens, even if there is just a little bit of snowfall, it can cause whiteout conditions with blowing snow across roadways. So do be safe if you're out there. Taking a look at our futurecast, pretty clear skies as we just saw in that wonderful live shot. Some cloud cover. We are getting pockets of precipitation moving its way through. We will see that throughout the night, but essentially a clear night until we get into Friday morning. That's when this system comes into play. So throughout the day tomorrow, we will see it. The commute home could be a bit messy, so make sure you take your time out on the roadways. Good news is it'll essentially clear out by Saturday morning. We're looking at a nice mix of sun and cloud for your Saturday, but by Sunday, it looks like there is another system of snow potentially on its way. As we take a look at what's happening right now across the country, starting on the west coast, -1 in Prince George, a very warm Vancouver and Victoria at 6 degrees. Over the Rockies, it's snowing in Edmonton and -9. Looking at the Prairie Provinces, -5 in Regina and -1 in Winnipeg. Over in our nation's capital this hour, -3, a mix of sun and cloud, a little bit nicer there than the ice storm they received yesterday. -4 in Montreal and a bit of snow. On the east coast, St. John sitting at 7 degrees. Corner Brook, a little bit of rain and 2, so not too bad. A little closer to home here in Waterloo region, we're already sitting at -1, but it is feeling a lot cooler out there, even with that sun shining. -7 with the wind chill at this hour. So it is feeling a little cooler as we go into the overnight hours. We're getting down to -7, so that will continue to feel a little cooler with the wind chill. And around 40% chance for flurries through the overnight hours. Tomorrow, temperatures are expected to rebound to 2 degrees, so we might even see a mixture of snow and rain depending on how quickly that temperature rises. And if not, then we'll get all of that snow that Mother Nature has promised us just in time for the end of winter. Looking at our 7-day forecast with Waterloo region, as mentioned, a mix of sun and cloud for your Saturday, a high of 1 degree. Snow for Sunday and 2. Monday going to be a chilly start to the work week. -10 is the expected daytime high. In Lanton, Kent, Essex, a mix of sun and cloud for your Saturday, 2 degrees is a daytime high. Rain and snow mix for both Sunday and Monday, with a high of 4 on Sunday and 0 for Monday expected. And lastly, in southern Georgian Bay, you're in for another snowy weekend, unfortunately. 5 to 10 centimeters and 0 for your Friday. Flurries expected for Saturday and -2 as a high. Snow returning for Sunday and -1. So not too bad, but we are definitely still in winter. Okay, let's take a look at today's Weather Watcher picture sent in from Bruce from Guelph. He snapped this last week. The cityscape of downtown shows the snow is almost melted. He says this shot was snapped from the Basilica of Our Lady.
Yeah, great
I just
shot.
love a little cityscape picture every now and again.
And you love to see the snow melting away too. But I guess we'll get another dusting of it
just
tomorrow.
A light dusting. I'm sure we'll get lots of beautiful sunny or snowy pictures rather for some Weather Watcher from our viewers.
We'll love to see that.
Yeah.
It's nice because now all the gross, ugly snow has gone away.
Yeah, it's a little
we'll get
bit
to
muddy
see that
out there right now.
Beautiful dusting tomorrow.
You got it.
All right, Ash, thanks.
Thank you.
The provincially appointed chair of Niagara Region has resigned. It comes after allegations surfaced that he owned a copy of Mein Kampf signed by Adolf Hitler. CTV's Siobhan Morris reports.
I wish I could bend that low.
2 weeks ago, the Niagara Regional Chair was alongside the Premier at a hospital construction event. Now, Bob Gale has resigned less than 3 months after being appointed by the provincial government.
To purchase for thousands of dollars an original signed copy of Hitler's manifesto, and then going further out of your way to authenticate that Hitler's signature is in fact Hitler's signature, is a problem.
The revelation from an anti-racism group who'd been contacted by a whistleblower. The concern is over a book that
not only caused a lot of harm with the genocide of Jews in World War II, but it's caused ongoing harm. There are at least 3 white supremacist organizations in Niagara who've been rallying, trying to intimidate people.
Gale doesn't deny owning a signed copy of Mein Kampf, nor does he apologize for it, calling himself a passionate historian. He believes this is really about his efforts to amalgamate Niagara's 12 municipalities and cut down its number of elected officials, writing about a strong vocal minority trying to keep their fiefdoms, addiction to power and tax dollars, while painting what he calls a picture that's untrue and hurtful.
I have no fiefdom to protect.
The mayor of Niagara Falls also sees this as opportunism for Gale's critics.
When he called me last night, it felt like a punch to the gut.
Diodati says Gale isn't hateful, just a collector.
A lot of people collect a lot of things. Some people collect weird things. I mean, people go watch movies about Jeffrey Dahmer or Paul Bernardo. Why do we make movies about things like that?
He believes Gale's departure will slow the conversation about how Niagara is governed, but not for long.
If we don't do something now, we're doomed.
The Premier is frustrated by the number of politicians in Niagara, more than there are at Queen's Park.
I think people are sick and tired of, over a term, double-digit tax increases.
This local MPP puts the blame at Doug Ford's feet.
This is his pick. It's a former PC candidate that presumably has been vetted through the PC party. And it's been nothing but complete disaster.
The Office of the Minister of Municipal Affairs says it'll work to appoint a new chair and emphasizes that any changes to the governance of Niagara
has to be led by Niagara.
But that could be challenging.
I haven't spoken to anyone in Niagara who doesn't believe that change is necessary. I also haven't spoken to any 2 people who can agree on what that change should be.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
A tumultuous year and an uncertain future for the steel industry. Still ahead, how Canadian companies are struggling on this anniversary of tariffs being put in place by President Trump. It's already been 1 year since Donald Trump slapped punishing 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum. That would later jump to 50%. At least one company has posted near billion-dollar losses. CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver looks at how the steel industry is doing 12 months in.
Ottawa's Ambico Limited sells 75% of its steel doors to the United States, a country that 1 year ago implemented heavy tariffs that reshaped North American trade.
We probably suffered in the vicinity of $500,000 of cash that we've had to pay unexpectedly. So that hurts.
Since the U.S. president initially slapped a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum products, costs have skyrocketed. Confidence from American customers has plummeted, and predictability, especially with CUSMA negotiations ongoing, has evaporated.
So we have a lot of variables that we build into our cost structure. Tariffs is a major concern if the CUSMA agreements fall by the wayside.
Ambico is lucky. Their manufactured products are CUSMA compliant and not subject to the Section 232 tariffs that are crushing primary steel producers like Ontario's Algoma Steel. Last quarter alone, Algoma Steel saw steel shipments drop 31% and reported a net loss of $364.7 million, driven largely by tariffs.
It's an illustrative example of the pain that the industry's been going through as we try to, unravel, if you will, 30 years of integration with the United States.
The industry is desperate for tariffs to be lifted and hopes ongoing CUSMA negotiations will do that. But today, the minister leading the review refused to take questions, and the industry minister offered no update.
What kind of update can you give us? When it comes to steel, our goal right now is to make sure that we help our steel workers. That's what we've been doing.
The association representing primary steel producers says it will take a long time to undo the damage caused by 1 year of steel tariffs. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Ottawa.
Okay, let's update our top stories with CTV's Krista Simpson live in studio with us. And Krista, we're starting with the countdown to St. Patrick's Day in Waterloo's University District.
Leanne, students tell us they are ready for the annual street party, while the city says they are trying to spread the message this is an unsanctioned and unsafe event. Waterloo has enhanced its nuisance bylaw and is warning that street partiers can face steep fines for being on the road or disobeying orders to move. Last year, an estimated 20,000 students partied on Marshall Street on the Saturday before St. Patrick's Day. A longtime tradition in Stratford is ending, deemed to be too stressful for the birds it's meant to celebrate. The annual Swan Parade on the first Sunday of April is no longer happening. Every year, hundreds of people would watch the swans leave their winter quarters and head back to the Avon River. Now the city says the birds will be released at a time that makes more sense for their habits without the crowds.
And over on our website, Krista, our digital team has an appeal from provincial police 5 years after a woman from Hagersville vanished.
Leanne, Amber Ellis hasn't been seen or heard from since February 2021, and foul play is believed to have been involved in her disappearance. Police now say there may have been a confrontation not long before she disappeared in the area of Eagle Place in Brantford. They're hoping someone might have more information on that and will come forward to speak to investigators. For more information on this story, scan the QR code on the bottom left of your screen to get the story on our CTV News app or to download the app right now. You can also visit our website, ctvnewskitchener.ca. Leanne.
Okay, Krista, thanks so much. CTV's Krista Simpson live in studio with our top stories tonight. Fake highway crashes meant to defraud insurance companies are on their way up, and that's driving up Canadians' premiums. A W5 investigation digs into how fraudsters do their lucrative work and what we can do to fight back. CTV's John Woodward shows us how criminals work, with some of them caught on video.
This is dashcam video of a car cruising along Toronto's Highway 407, and it abruptly turns and hits a guardrail. No one was injured. The driver claimed he swerved to avoid another car and looked to Aviva Insurance Company for a potential payout of thousands of dollars. And that's where investigator Mike Cardillo comes in.
You'll see this car right here going very slowly onto the on-ramp.
Cardillo's team checked out the highway's traffic camera system to see the crash from a different angle. Same guardrail crash, but there's clearly no car the driver is trying to avoid. But that video reveals something else unexpected.
If you can see this car right here, he was following closely.
There is another car, but it's farther back. And as the traffic camera records, you can see the pair switch before anyone else gets there.
You get footage like that, it tells the whole story on what exactly happened.
The person making the claim wasn't even driving the car, making any claim he was injured in that crash impossible.
Talk to me about those videos. What jumps out at you as an investigator?
That's the smoking gun in an investigation. You have the video clear as day that the individual got out of the driver's side of the vehicle, hopped into another vehicle to take off.
A staged collision to profit off a fake insurance claim, and it's hardly the only one. Take this video of a parking lot east of Toronto. A dramatic rear-end crash that sparked a claim that Aviva believed was also fake, asking the driver enough questions that they abandoned the claim. Cardillo and his team have been inundated with staged collisions this year. Their figures show across the country the number has risen some 400% in 2025 to about 1,066.
We're really facing challenges.
Jamie Lee is Aviva's head of fraud and financial crime.
That's a tremendous increase.
Yeah.
What accounts for that?
What we're seeing is actually vehicle theft has been decreasing, which is great because some of the actions that government and the industry and law enforcement have been taking is working.
That's the good news. A report by a national insurance group says while some 60,000 vehicles were stolen in 2024, that dropped by 18% in 2025. But here's the bad news.
Unfortunately, organised criminals need other means to make money, and now they're turning to other auto fraud-related crime.
Auto thieves are moving over to insurance fraud. Aviva, not the only company to be hit. An investigation last summer in Peel, west of Toronto, revealed a massive, allegedly criminal scheme, including violence and extortion. But a big part of it was defrauding insurance companies, including Saskatchewan Government Insurance, Cooperators, Bel Air Direct, Wawanesa, and Intact.
Today is another example of what diversification for criminal groups looks like, because they find different ways to seek vulnerabilities, exploit them, turn them into profits.
The charges not proven in court.
What does it tell you that the people who are accused of being involved in extortion and tow truck violence are also allegedly trying to pull scams?
It tells you that the money is there to be made, and more of the challenges that we're facing is that they're getting very sophisticated.
The investigators are vigilant, but can't be sure how many scams they're not catching, because these investigations are difficult without video like this.
Okay, still ahead, Ontario's top university women's hockey teams face off this weekend. Guelph takes on Ottawa in the battle for the McCaw Cup. CTV's Colton Weens will have a preview of the game coming up after the break.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
The Ontario University Athletics Women's Hockey Championship is set to go on Saturday in Guelph, with the Griffins hosting the University of Ottawa. Both teams have already earned a berth in the U Sports National Tournament next week, but the focus right now is on the Provincial Championship happening this weekend. Let's bring in CTV's Colton Weens, who spoke with some of the Griffins about their playoff push today. Colton, it's not the first time Guelph has played in the McCaw Cup.
Yeah, that's right, Leanne. The University of Guelph Griffins women's hockey team is going for their 8th Ontario University Athletics Championship when they host the McCaw Cup on Saturday. And they'll be going up against the Ottawa Gigis, who are going for their first ever provincial championship here in Ontario.
Griffins all going right to Fidel.
The University of Guelph women's hockey team now 1 win away from being provincial champions. The Griffins will host the University of Ottawa in the McCaw Cup on Saturday afternoon.
We worked all season for this, so I think everything that we've been through all season just prepares you for these moments, and yeah, it's exciting.
We're feeling good. This is obviously a really exciting time for our athletes, and I'm so proud of all the work they've put in to be here.
The team is full of talent, Fifth-year goalie Martina Fidel just represented Italy at the Olympics and followed that up by shutting out Ontario Tech University in the OUA semifinals. While Captain Catherine Hurd was named OUA West MVP and an OUA West first-team All-Star, Guelph also finished the season in second place and were ranked as high as third in the country by U Sports in October.
I have so much respect for our athletes that they trusted the game plan that we put in place and ultimately executed to achieve the next step in their goal.
But the GGs aren't an easy opponent. Ottawa has played in Quebec for most of their history and joined the OUA last season. They're going for their first Ontario championship after finishing the season second in the East, and they took down the University of Toronto and Wilfrid Laurier University to make it to the provincial final.
Yeah, they're a physical team, and they just came off a really exciting series against Laurier, so I think just sticking to our game and, trying to bury some goals.
Reno, they score! Catherine Hurd! And no matter who wins the Macaw Cup on Saturday, both Ottawa and Guelph have earned a spot in the U Sports National Championship. Nationals will be hosted in Elmira by the University of Waterloo again, and despite beating the Warriors in the OUA playoffs, the Griffins know they'll have to go through them again if they want to win a national title.
Preparation is so important, so anytime that you have experience competing at teams that you see at nationals helps with the next goal that we have at hand, which is to win.
Now, the Macaw Cup is a one-game elimination championship. Puck drop is at 3 o'clock on Saturday here in Guelph. Leanne.
Okay, awesome stuff, Colton. Thanks very much. CTV's Colton Weens reporting in Guelph. And we have more news coming up. First, let's check in with Ash.
Well, you might want to wear an extra layer of clothing if you're headed out to school or work tomorrow morning. It's going to be windy and brisk. Those details just ahead. Stay with us.
Start your night off with E-Talk at 7, followed by Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. Then Next Level Chef at 8, 911 Nashville at 9, and cap your night off with Grey's Anatomy at 10.
Bounce 99.5 has the music you just can't quit. Home of Bounce Mornings with Angie Hill and Sarge. KW's Bounce 99.5. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app.
All right, let's check back in with Krista for a look at what her team is following as we head into this evening. Krista.
Well, Leanne, Guelph Collegiate Vocational Institute was put in lockdown this afternoon after police say a threat was made against the high school, though nothing was found after a search. And it's a night to recognize innovation, success, and leadership in Waterloo Region. The annual Business Excellence Awards are being held this evening. We will have more from the event hosted by the Greater KW Chamber of Commerce. That's tonight at 11:30. Leanne.
Okay, Krista, thanks so much. And you all might be wondering where Mr. Tony Grace is this evening. He is the MC for the Business Excellence Awards. So, of course, he is over on site at Binghamton's. And I've seen a few photos from the event. It looks like they're having a great time recognizing business and community leaders here in Waterloo Region.
It's a good night to be inside, too, because it's a little chilly out there.
It certainly is. And, Ash, that is the pattern as we head into tomorrow morning, too.
You got it. If we take a quick look at our wake-up weather board, or rather our special statement board, just as a reminder, we are in a special weather statement for tomorrow with snow and very windy conditions on the way. But as we wake up tomorrow morning, we will start to see some flurry activity very early at 6 a.m. But by 8, we're expecting that snow to really take shape. So it is going to be another wintry day for your Friday.
Don't say the S word, Ashley.
Take shape? Snow? Oh. It's been a long day. I'm like, what's wrong with shape?
Yeah, you've had a long day. We got to give her some credit. She's been up since about, 5:30 this morning. Ashley was bringing our weather forecast to our viewers on your morning today. So
it was fun.
You deserve a little bit of rest.
Fun.
All right, finally for us tonight, going to prom is a highlight for many high school students, but for others, it can be unaffordable, inaccessible, or even just uncomfortable.
Absolutely. One Brantford teacher is hoping to change that by throwing a barrier-free prom for students with special needs. And as CTV's Alexandra Hollick shows us, preparations for the big night are already underway.
What do you think?
Great.
You like this one?
Finding the right fit isn't only about dresses. For students with special needs, fitting in at their high school prom can be a challenge.
Sometimes kids don't feel don't feel safe. Sometimes they don't feel that they're comfortable. Oh yeah.
Melissa Lancaster wants to change that. The Brantford teacher is putting on a barrier-free prom for special education students from 3 local high schools.
Going to prom is a rite of passage for high school kids, and everybody should have that opportunity to be a part of that.
Known as the Spring Fling, the free dinner and dance is organized by Lancaster's Recreation and Leadership class.
It's about bringing the community together and making sure the kids have a wonderful time.
You know, give them the best opportunity that they can have.
To do that, Assumption College is collecting donations.
Getting dresses, suits, and money for it.
We're looking for a lot of dresses and suits, so anything that, is hiding in the back of your closet, you can come forward and donate at our office.
Thank you so much.
Okay. No, thank you.
Thank you.
Word is spreading quickly.
My wife has got 4 dresses, and I have 1 suit left that I've not been wearing for a few years. So we thought we'd put them to better use, and I think this is a very good use.
The students also hope to raise $5,000 to pay for meals and materials.
If there's any lumber yards that could help, so we could build decorations for the event.
With the school's culinary and construction programs covering food and decor, cosmetology students are also lending a helping hand and a hairbrush.
They do makeup upstairs and hair and paint your nails.
It's a whole school event, all hands on deck.
With a goal of giving the spec ed students a night they'll never forget.
People can have the opportunity to have fun and meet new people.
I'm excited.
Clothing can be dropped off at the school's main office until the end of the month, while monetary donations will be collected until April 23rd. But beyond the big night, Lancaster says she hopes other schools follow suit.
My hope is that perhaps it inspires others in our province or beyond to maybe do something for their kids, because everybody deserves to go to prom.
Alexandra Hollick, CTV News, Brantford.
Beautiful story, and Alexandra came back saying that it was just one of the greatest experiences to see all those students coming together.
What an awesome event that they're hosting, and those guys all looked incredible in their fancy outfits.
Yeah, they certainly did. Those students should be very proud of themselves for putting this on and making sure everyone has the chance to celebrate.
As they should.
Yeah, prom's so fun. We were going through our
on
prom dresses pictures earlier today, and
it's been a few years.
It certainly has. That's it for us. Good night.